Hey, how you doing? Jeff here from the Crooked Onion Ranch. It's about seed starting time. All of us gardeners get really antsy this time of year. So I thought I'd just go over a few things of how I do it. It's not the only way you can do it. Let's start with the seed starting charts. This is one I pulled off the internet. Shows the zone you live in. That's going to decide where and what time you can plant, what plants do well in your areas. The only thing I don't like about this, they give you a bar as to when to plant your seeds, when to transplant is in orange, and I think harvest is in red. The problem is they don't really give you a select day. Good information to have. Another one that you can use is Farmer's Almanac, the planting guide. This is the one that I usually use. Nothing wrong with that one. You can use it. But if we come down here in my zone, when you go on this website, it's going to ask you for your zip code. You put your zip code in, it automatically goes right to your zone, and that's based on what time you want to plant. So it tells you when to plant your seeds, when you want to transplant your seedlings, and when you want to start your seeds outdoors. It also gives you a last date to plant. Again, this is all average because our weather is different all the time. So if we come down here to bell peppers, today is February 14th, and it says February 17th, according to my frost date, that's a little snowflake. According to my last frost date, I should be planting my seeds for my bell peppers February 17th through March 3rd. Then you got a little moon signia here, 17th through the 3rd. They happen to be the same on this one. This one happens to be by the sign of the moon, what phase it's in. And that's another video altogether because you can also get into the sign of the moon. It gets kind of confusing. A lot of the old timers, it's going to be a good video because I grew up with the sign of the moon. The problem with going by the sign of the moon is if you have a family garden, it's all fine and good to go by the start dates. When you start getting into the market gardening, the first guy to have bell peppers on the table is going to have sales. That leads to a little bit of gambling going on. It is a gamble because let's say we're going to transplant our bell peppers on May 13th through the 20th. Here in Ohio, every now and then we get that sneaky frost comes in about the 29th. So it's a gamble. But anyway, good information to have. What do I use in my seed trays? You can get seed starting mix. I might try that next year. I've always used potting soil. With that, potting soil, 10, 15 years ago when you bought potting soil, it was almost like a seed starting mix, which was really fine. Today, our potting mix, there's a lot more bark in it. By bark, I mean not your dog barking, but tree bark, brush bark, thicker pieces. And you don't really want that when you're starting your seeds. That's why I'm thinking about going to a seed starting mix next year. But anyway, I buy a bag of potting soil. We got bark problems. So, get it out of your bag. What this is, I actually built me a little sifter sits on a trash can. It's a 32-gallon trash can. I put a trash can liner. I think there's actually a metal barrel liner trash bag in it. When you get your bag, dump you some in. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't pile it way up here, because we actually have to sift that out. That's why I wear a glove. Get you a thicker glove too. Okay. A lot of times I come out. I did this last fall. Have my tunes on. Do it. I can't do it for a really long time because it starts hurting my back because I'm bent over. It actually needs to be up a little bit. So I take breaks. All you gotta do, get in here, just start rubbing this around. Like this. I wouldn't necessarily shake it, because if you get off your trash can, you're gonna have a mess and it's gonna go to the floor. So we're gonna go in here. And this is actually out of my can already. It's already been sifted once. But I just wanted to show you guys how I do it. In there. And then you're done. Whatever bark is left here, I have a flower bed right outside my back door there in the garage. Just take this, just dump it out in your flower bed. It's good mulch. So that's how we get started. Once you get it sifted, I bring my bucket, just a little bucket. Got me a little metal piece of pipe here. I got a couple ways that I tried this here. One way is, this is really dry. So I could stick it in here. Reason why I do this in the garage, it's easy to sweep up because you are going to drop some. Put this on here, fill these in. Real light, fluffy, dry. Come through here like this. And I got bigger cells on these because these are going to be my pepper plants, which I'm going to be planting seeds next week. Next Wednesday, I believe, is the 17th. So I'm going to do that right there. Okay, now that's all dry. Now you think you brush this off and I'm ready to plant my seeds. Actually, you're not, because there's air pockets in here. This is a really light, fluffy. If I start sticking my fingers in here, pushing this down, or you can even use a spackle knife. It works real good, especially with the next method. If I push this down, I'm trying to hurry for you. I'm only about halfway with compressed dirt in my cells. So now you're going to go back again. That was how much air was in there. Go back through. Another reason for doing this is weight. If you water this down and get this wet, this tray is heavy. Right now, it doesn't weigh anything. Once I do that, I'm gonna go back through. It's really quick, really easy. Hit that. Now I'm about 3/4 of the way. Get you some more dirt, potting soil. And this is dusty also. I'm gonna come back out here, do it again. Come across until those are firm. There's something about getting your hands in the dirt. Us gardeners love this. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a signal that, hey, winter's over, the cold's over, it's gonna start warming up. Is there just something here that gets you going? It's like, hallelujah, it's almost time. Okay, so I'm almost to the top. I'm gonna do a little more. Another thing when you're doing this is a little workbench here. You want this workbench to be clean and dry. If there was any sort of contaminants on here, let's say I changed oil in my chainsaw here, fuel filter, whatever, that residue is going to be on your table. Make sure that's not on there, especially if you're going to try to save your leftover. This is the only thing I do on this table. I cleaned it off. Now I can go ahead and brush this in. But like I said, I did do other things on this. I am not going to trust this to be in my seeds, in my garden. Might be a little bit of gasoline on there. It's hard to tell. We do all kinds of stuff in the garage. Cleaner is better. Okay, got that down. Those are pretty good. I like to be able to see the black seams on my shells. Now, I'm gonna take this downstairs to my shelves. I got a little table set up down there. I would go ahead, easy way to do it, pull this up, bottom water it. That will suck that water up. That's gonna bring this, it's 45 out today. That's gonna let this come up to temperature, and it's also going to allow it time to really suck up the water and get ready for the seeds. So that's one way. The other way I like to do it, and I've done it this way for a long time. I'm just now trying the dry method this year. Got your bucket, got your potted soil in there, sifted. I'm gonna put a little water in it. Look out, see that water shot out of there? That's one of the reasons why I'm out here in the garage. Put some water in here, and you will be amazed at how much water this soil mix and the potting soil holds. Now, if you get this too wet, it really doesn't matter, because the excess water is going to drain down into the bottom pan. With that being said, make sure that these are solid. Otherwise, you're going to drip water. So mix this up. That's pretty good there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this, put on here. You can put gloves on. I don't know where my other glove is. I got a couple up there, but this will be all right. Put this on here, move it around, same thing. And poke it down. I don't want to bore you guys with it. I just want to show you. I found that these black plastic cells, they last about 3 years until you start having issues. I was doing this yesterday and I actually had one blow out. My potting soil ended up in the bottom tray. So just check them out, make sure everything's good to go. A little bit more. I'm not going to do the full thing because it's just repetitive. I don't want to bore you guys watching me put dirt in a tray. I'll move this around. Much better with the glove, I will say that. I'll move this around, poke them in. Almost done with this little area. We'll move it around, kind of sink it in there a little bit. I'm waiting on a tool, a new tool that I have found to help you seed these trays. So we're actually going to do a little review on that. I'm not affiliated with anybody, but I'm going to tell you what works, what don't work. I think this will work because sometimes when you get into the market gardening, planting seeds in these trays can get a little old, even though we love to do it. Okay, so there I am. Now, when this, as you can see, I scrape that off. You can also use your little thing here, be nice and gentle. Bring that off there. And there we go. So if that whole tray was done, now I'm ready to take this down. The water just come out of the tap outside. So now I'm going to take this down to my shelf and I will allow it to come up to temperature, which it will be. I'm going to keep it moist now until I'm ready to plant my seeds. And you'll be good to go. I am really interested in that dry method. I'm not sure how I'm gonna try the bottom watering and see if that works, so I don't have to carry this tray through my kitchen. One other thing that brings up a good one. Go ahead, you're gonna get dirt on the outside of your tray, and as you carry them down, you're gonna notice a trail of potting soil. If you keep this, brush these edges off, you'll be good to go. So thanks for tuning in. So hit that like and subscribe. And I got another few video ideas coming out. Get them seeds started. If you're in Ohio, bell peppers, jalapenos, cayennes, it's time to get those seeds in these trays next week. So give it a shot. Good luck. I'll see you guys later.